Oh, well, thank you. Well, me and my family, my wife and two kids, we've been here 12 years now in Chestertown. And this is my kids' hometown. It's been a wonderful place, and we're very happy to be here. And one of the things that I've been doing since I've been here is mostly running a business from my house. My wife telecommutes, Department of Justice. You know, we came here wanting to uh, stay long term, and I've always been involved in aspects of the town, trying to be, but you know, I haven't really stepped in. I was on the recreation committee briefly at one time. Frank Hurst and I and Bill Arrowwood kind of helped start. We did the bocce, so I've been involved in some things, but I hadn't really considered it until really the pandemic has been a change for everyone. I have, you know, most of my business has been international consulting, so none of that's happening. So this past year and a half, I've been really spending a lot of time with my kids, you know, socially distancing from people. Just with all the things happening, we really only increased our appreciation for what we have here and what a special place Chestertown is. And so one of the things I wanted to do when I realized that you know, the election's coming up, I honestly was waiting and waiting for someone to step up. I don't necessarily like uncontested elections. So I wanted to make sure, I only got my signatures together and applied 2 days before the deadline because I wanted to make sure that there was a good choice, but that someone stepped up. I have a lot of experience internationally and with some development and also policy issues. I can explain more on that. But you know, this was an opportunity. I felt that the timing was right and the opportunity was happening that I could really contribute back to the town. We've got a lot of funding, American Rescue Package funding, almost $4 million that has not been is going to available to Chestertown for infrastructure or for investment. We're getting a windfall. So the next committee, next council and mayor are going to be deciding how to spend, you know, this generational amount of money to improve the town. And I really wanted to be, if not myself, someone very level-headed and open-minded to be part of that decision-making process, because this is going to be huge for our town and for the direction. When we came to Chestertown, we were coming from an international level. I was a USDA Foreign Ag Service attaché, which is a diplomatic post, and I was working as basically a delegate to it was the Organization of American States, which is like the United Nations of the Americas. I was even a UN delegate to Rome and Geneva, to a delegate twice, representing all of the countries in the Americas. So we were based in Costa Rica, which was actually where I met my wife when I did Peace Corps in Costa Rica. So this was us going back to Costa Rica. So I was working with ministers in very high-level negotiations. I was, you know, I did a small part working on the Central American trade agreements. So I've been accustomed to sitting at tables with, you know, 15 different high-level people with all different opinions and trying to come to consensus, which is extremely difficult. I was a lobbyist in DC, working with environmental engineering companies, you know, working on Superfund and some other sites to clean up the environment. My educational background, I have a master's degree in environmental science and policy from Johns Hopkins University. So I've been, you know, I have environmental engineering background, environmental sustainability, and in addition, I've also been a U.S. Geological Survey scientist right out of college, and I actually worked on restoration of the Chesapeake Bay as one of those. So I'm hyper aware of the water quality issues and things like that, and what, you know, the health of the bay is always, it continues to be something I'm interested in. Anyway, we came here having dealt with a lot of high-level issues, and, you know, I worked on congressional committees and even worked on a congressional campaign in the past. And I was really blown away by my inability to navigate a lot of the small town issues, which was fascinating to me because I pride myself on being as a problem solver. As a lobbyist, working with engineering firms and then taking that to the Capitol Hill, I had to be that bridge between engineering speak and political speak to find an actual solution. So I've always kind of tried to keep a high level look for just where can we move forward, where can we find common ground, where can we solve problems, rather than the blame game, rather than making a lot of noise that actually prevents us from getting things done. So I'm very, obviously now I've been here 12 years, much more aware of how things work, what the issues are that people are most care about. So very sensitive to that, and definitely have learned a lot living in a smaller town. Most of the issues I see are actually very positive ones. We've been here and we've seen the rise and fall of different businesses. I'm still concerned. I think things are on the upswing. I'm still concerned of all the empty storefronts, the lack of the ability to go buy. I tried to go buy a clean white shirt. There's no place to buy a shirt, no place to buy shoes. That reflects on people's quality of life. That they're like, I need a simple item I have to drive out of town to get. So that sort of thing concerns me, and I think that reflects population size. I think there's a lot of other dynamics that I'd like to be able to look into more, because I don't just exactly know, but I know rents are high for certain businesses. But you also have retirement, you have other things coming. But if you have a certain population, there's a market, and generally business will step in if there's a market. So I think the main issue is addressing what and taking advantage of what's happened actually since COVID. There's a major realignment nationwide happening, and I believe Chestertown has been discovered by a lot of the people who are deciding that the city life is not for them, and they're being given the opportunity for remote telework. And I've already heard of several younger families, people choosing Chestertown because they're now allowed to bring their work with them. They can telecommute, they love it here, quality of life, and we need to be able to be ready to welcome those people. And so that's a very serious issue. The other issues in general, on a different level, are just my kids are teenagers. We had some great childhood memories here, and then my kids got older, and there really was not a lot for the youth to do in this town. And I think we're missing some major gaps in entertainment or just community gathering for the younger generations. If they don't have opportunities for outlets, there's a lot of opportunity to get in trouble or do things that might instill them to say, the minute I graduate, I'm out of here. I would like to know that we can either have opportunities in community or business, bring more businesses in where kids see a future here, not just maybe one day when they want to retire. I've also been a business person myself, so I'm very sensitive to the business community, and I think we need more businesses here in town. We have to make the ground fertile and welcome. Businesses are relocating around the country. They're moving out of the higher priced cities looking for that because they can downsize potentially and have more telecommuting people. I'm very excited. We've got the new restaurant, Watershed opened up, new ice cream shop. We need these, but we also need the mom and pop places. We got Fat Daddy's that just opened up. Very excited. We need more good restaurants, more good, just everyday services. If I can make one more quick comment about if elected, one of the things I want to make sure that's done that I think has been underutilized, not just not accessing internships at the college or mentorships with the local community, all of the committees that we have in town. I think that they need to be really directed for specific tasks. And I am amazed every year I meet more people that are here or hidden away that have retired or come here from very high level positions. Remarkable knowledge base that we have in this town that I have not seen in many other places. And many of them are like, just I just want to be tapped, and ask me and I will come bring my knowledge of all kinds of economics or engineering or town administration. There's people that have done this their whole lives and are retired and love this town and want to give back. We need to tap into that resource.